Welcome back, guys, with another episode of Chronicles. First of all, you will probably notice we are missing a counselor. We just have to excuse him because he couldn't make it. He has his own things to do. Yeah, so first things first, we have a very, very special guest. I feel like a good role model, a very good role model for the. If you wanna say something, say it now. Good in session. Yeah, so why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm the role model and very, very special person. But I'm Monique. I am the lead facilitator for the YouthReloaded.com team, which is part of the radio station Radio Atlantis. We have our own, should I just start speaking about the background? Okay. We have our own radio show on Radio Atlantis. We also do community outreaches where we tackle different topics and issues like climate change, gun violence, cancer, whatever comes to mind, and that actually affects young people.
Okay, so I hear you speaking about YouthReloaded, the radio, doing outreaches and all these type of things. So one would think like you already have all the time to like do all these things. I mean, as a young person, I know we are very busy with our own things, and I still have all these organizations that you are part of. And so, how do you make time for all of those?
I actually don't have time, but because I have 3 jobs, I work for the newspaper, and I work for Atlantis, and I work for Country South Africa. But I'm lucky to have like 3 jobs that actually intertwines together, it links together. So whatever I have like something to do with country, outreach, I always like get the youth team to help me with it, and the Radio Atlantis to sponsor maybe, or we speak about it on air. So all of it actually intertwines, so it doesn't feel like 3 jobs. So I just, but I'm very tired sometimes, but it's for good cause.
Yeah, so that just shows you that when you say you can organize, I guess, and also if you do what you love, you
make time for that.
Yeah, you never work for like so. I've seen you post like that you went overseas. I think that's linked with the outreaches that you guys do. Can you like tell us more about that?
So I went to Puerto Rico in August 2019. It was part of Children's Radio Foundation, the organization that I work for as a facilitator that we work through Radio Atlantis. So I went to Puerto Rico as an activist because the delegates that was there were activists, were writers, were organizers, were poetic people. Everything is to do with community work and activism, social justice activism. So I really got the chance to meet some of them and actually make my voice heard and speak about issues that we are facing in Atlantis and South Africa. So,
I think that's like one of the important things when you actually want your voice to be heard, because a lot of us are silenced, especially in our community where a lot of gangsterism and things are going on. So a lot of us, we feel silenced by what's going on around us, and we tend to not be ourselves or let ourselves be heard. I think what you are doing is, like you said, it is very kind of role modelish, because people can actually look up to you and whatnot. So journalism, let's speak about that. Like where did your passion, like where did you how did you like find out that that's the thing I want to do?
I started liking journalism when I was in the techie at Proteus. I was kind of the editor, writer for the techie, and they actually introduced me to. But I was also part of the spelling competition that they. So I was working with Mr. Van der Merwe. I don't know where you guys went to school, but I was working with Mr. Van der Merwe, and he actually introduced me to this program that is starting at the radio station, Children's Radio Foundation. And that's where I started. I was actually wanted to be an actor, and then I wanted to be a scientist, and all those. I wanted to dig up people, bones and stuff like that. maybe I can still do that, like write about old films. But that's where it actually started when I decided that it's easier to get into university, and it's something that I would like to do. So that's where the whole journalism thing really came in. But I don't think I actually wanted to do journalism as a end goal, but the skills that I got from this whole journey is really helping me with organizing and activism.
Yeah, getting where you want to be. So I feel like you can give us like, I think there's a lot of youth out there that, especially now, like for the people in matric, they don't know what they want to do. They feel somehow lost, because I can remember I didn't know what I want to do, especially in my final year. Yeah, so can you like tell us like
advice? I don't know, I took a gap year, and I think that year really opened my eyes to many things. But I was also part of the Desmond and Lèweegee Legacy Foundation, so they taught us all kinds of skills, project management, environment, in-service kind of things. So if you want to take a gap year, I would recommend it, but you have to do something like a learnership or volunteering. And people, when you have volunteering on your CV, it really gets you like far places, and it opens doors for you. Because then the people see that you actually want, then you actually would work without expecting money. And you pick up so many skills that you have all the skills in your background that you can implement it wherever you go. So if you want to take a gap year, that's all up to you, and it is really a good idea. But also, if you don't want to do the specific thing that you like told yourself in grade 8 that I want to do, you can still change your mind. It's okay to change your mind sometimes. It's okay to tackle things that you never thought you would actually do one day. But it can open so many doors, and there's so many other things than just working in a factory or being a doctor. If you want to be an artist, go for it. Whatever you want to do.
I think people tend to look around the careers of being a lawyer, being a doctor, being an educator. I think that's the top 3 jobs or careers everyone knows. They don't know things like being a scientist, being a pathologist, or doing journalism or stuff like that. So I think it's actually a very good thing that you mentioned that. And also about the taking a gap year thing, like if you do feel like taking a gap year, then take a gap year, because if you're not sure about your career path, then why go into something that you don't know whether this is going to work for me or not. Also, got to take a leap of faith sometimes, because I mean, take the risks, go out there, try and be something else, try and be something unique or something different. Don't, like a friend of mine said, don't something to the norm, but just, don't try to be normal or what people perceive as normal.
And don't always compare your journey with others, because everyone may walk the same journey, but we don't have the same results. So walk your own path.
Different timeline, And I also feel like we, especially in our community, we don't have enough exposure to the different careers that are out there. Like, you probably wouldn't even know that you can be like I said, a pathologist or a forensic scientist or something like that. You don't know of these type of careers. Exactly.
I think we need to try and implement something like that within the schools, where they actually, because when it comes to career expos, they don't normally bring up careers like this or stuff like that. Because people normally think we say, okay, doctor, lawyer, teacher,
pilots. Pilots or something.
So also, how does one get involved with Youth Reloaded, or how do you get involved in the community, and how do you try and make a difference in our community?
So how you can join Youth Reloaded? I basically force people. I just put it out there that I'm looking for young people who wants to be on radio. But I don't mention the community outreaches and stuff like that. I just mention the radio thing. Then I do get a lot of young people, but they think that it's for fame, and they think it's money-wise, and you can be a sound engineer and stuff like that. Yes, you learn how to be a sound engineer and how to edit and stuff like that, but that comes with commitment and determination and no money at all. You just be yourself and do work in the community. But if you want to do like work on your own in the community, you can by signing petitions to change a few things in the schools, in our factories, the broader community, or join other organizations where you can just volunteer. Like even if you just pick up old clothes or donate old clothes, that's also part of doing stuff in the community. But you can always contact me if you want to join Youth Reloaded. But like I said, it's not about being famous or celebrities or people can just hear your voice. It's really about making a difference, I think.
And we can contact you as well.
You can contact us on our Facebook page, youthreloaded.com, or you can contact us on Instagram at youthreloaded.com, or you can contact me, Monique Hansen, on Facebook or Instagram. But I'm not going to give my WhatsApp number yet. First, just contact me there. You can inbox.
Okay, guys. So I think we can conclude right here because Monique has said quite a lot and we have asked her quite a lot, and I think that you guys can take something valuable away from this. And so Monique, like what advice or what do you want to leave our viewers with?
That's a really hard question because I never really have advice. It's always just go with the flow. Whatever comes my way, I just tackle it. You really have to be like a strong person to take up life's obstacles and stuff that go. Like nothing ever goes your way. But it's really up to choices and decisions. That's why mental health is so important. It affects everything you do in life. But I'm not gonna go there. The only advice I have is really choose yourself, choose growth. Even if the workshop you're going to or you have been invited to has nothing to do with you, it's just about writing or it's about IT. Go to it. Skills is very important in everything that you do. But choose growth, choose yourself, choose to go in the right direction. Don't compare yourself to others. Choose your own journey.
That's it, guys, from Ms Hansen. Thank you very much for being with us today. You've been great, and I think that a lot of viewers or a lot of people that's gonna watch this is actually gonna think that you are truly a leader in our community for the things that you do, and also I hope that the people are actually gonna join organizations and are gonna do community outreach programs and things like that, because it is very important in our community, guys. We are here trying to make a big impact, and we are here trying to be the change. So I think it all starts with you. Here we go. Yeah, so give us a round of applause.
Yo, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and comment. But let me get back to this race.